Hi, my name is Bree Carrick, and we're going to give you a little instructions on how to install Apple's iTunes on Windows 10.
All right, for those of you that are maybe not completely familiar with iTunes, it's a kind of a media organization software. And so we're going to talk about installing that on a Windows 10 device. You'll notice on this slide, as well as all the other slides, that there's going to be a number in the upper left-hand corner where that number 1 is. And so when we say to move to slide 3 or 4, just keep an eye out there because that'll have the number of the slide that we're on. So let's jump to slide number 2 and get right into it.
All right, so the purpose of this is to help people who have Windows computers have access to iTunes on their computers. Apple products already come with iTunes on there, so it just is a little bit of help to somebody with a Windows computer. And then once you have it downloaded and installed, we're going to help you organize your media on Windows.
And as far as who this video is really intended for, just about everyone really. I mean, there's no experience or education that's required, but we do recommend that there's at least some experience, at least that you've seen Windows operated before. But really, just about everyone should be able to use this. Let's jump to slide number 3.
All right, so as far as the scope of this project, like I said before, we're going to help you download, install, and import media onto iTunes from a Windows computer. This is just going to be procedural instructions. It's not a tutorial. Hopefully, everything will be all right.
All right, as far as materials that you need, the main thing is just to have a Windows 10 PC. You'll see the list of specifications there in the slides, and you can read through those. It's 1 gigahertz processor with 512 megabytes of RAM, a sound card, and 400 megabytes of disk space. But really, if you don't know what that is, chances are if you have a computer within the last 10 years, it probably meets those. iTunes is made to be able to work on almost any Windows 10 computer. You'll also need an internet browser, and we'll briefly talk about that later, but anything like Windows Chrome or Internet Explorer, Firefox will work great. As far as an internet connection, you just need to be connected to the internet. Obviously, the faster the better, but really any internet connection will work. Let's jump to slide number 4.
Alrighty, so now we're going to go ahead and begin our procedural instructions. It's going to have three parts: how to download, install, and import your media. And go ahead and jump to slide 5.
All right, and so this is kind of the introduction of the first phase, which is going to be downloading iTunes to your Windows 10 device. And let's jump to slide number 6. And so what we're going to do here is first open the web browser. And like I said, any web browser will work. We personally recommend Google's Chrome. It seems to be a little bit more efficient than some of the others. But like I said, Firefox, Internet Explorer, Microsoft Edge will all work.
Awesome. So once you've opened your web browser, hopefully you're familiar with those, you will have a little address bar at the top. And in that, you're going to type www.apple.com/iTunes. And you're going to be presented with a screen that's going to look like the screenshot that is in our slideshow. And in our screenshot, we have highlighted the blue download button, which is in the upper right-hand corner. And you're going to go ahead and click that. And also move on to slide 7.
Awesome. You'll see in slide 7 that there's also a graphic there, and the highlighted section is what we're going to be looking at. There's some text right there with those check boxes. Just kind of read through those. If it's something you're interested in, you can put in your email in that box below, and they'll start sending you those offers. If you're not interested in receiving those offers in your email, just don't even worry about putting your email in. You can unselect or deselect those check boxes. And you're going to go straight and hit that download now button, and that will start that download process.
All right, so now that your download has started, you just need to be a little bit patient. Depending on your connection, it can take quite a while, even up to 20 minutes. So just be patient with that, and then also move on to slide 8. And then now that you've downloaded iTunes, we're going to start talking about the second part of our instructions, which is installing iTunes. So now that you have it downloaded, you need to be able to use it. And then move on to slide 9.
Awesome. So the first thing you're going to need to do to install it is you're going to have to find the file. And so if you open up your File Explorer, and that's where you're going to be looking for just about any files. Anytime you'd be looking for a file, you go in your File Explorer and you look for the folder called Downloads. And once you're in that folder called Downloads, you're going to look for the file called iTunes 6464 setup.exe. It's not going to have any spaces in it. If you have any questions as to what the file is, it's there in the slide. And if you have any trouble finding it in your Downloads folder, you can always search for it in that search bar on the bottom of Windows 10 that says Ask Me Anything. But once you do find the file, you're going to double click it, and that should open up the installation wizard.
Right, so then on our slideshow again, we do have another screenshot. You'll be presented with a little welcome screen that says Welcome to iTunes at the top. Just go ahead and read through the information that's there and then hit the next button, and also move on to slide number 10. All right, so now you're going to be presented with a few more check boxes. Just read through them, see what you're interested in. If you don't want any of it, unclick them. If you want them, just leave them. And then you're also going to need to look at the drop-down menu that's right below those and choose what language you want.
And just below that drop-down menu, you'll see that change button as far as the installation destination folder. And really, if you don't really know what that means, or you don't have anywhere specific that you want to install it in, you can just completely ignore that. If you do, you can choose exactly where you would like to install it. But most of the time, you're going to leave that alone, and you're going to jump down to that button that says Install. It's kind of highlighted in blue, has that shield around it. Once you click Install, you might have a security notification pop up that says, are you sure you want to download this? It's straight from Apple's website, so you know it's safe, so you click Yes. You do want to download it, and it will continue to the installation process. Jump to slide number 11. Or no, yeah.
Yep. All right, so now that you are on to slide 11, you can see on our graphics that we just have a few screenshots. So if you just look at those, that's what your screen should look like. You're just going to wait for iTunes to install on your computer. Again, be patient. This may take up to 10 minutes. But once it's finished, you can just hit the finish button, and iTunes will open automatically. And then move on to slide 12.
Awesome. So this is kind of introducing us to the very last section of importing media into iTunes, and we'll jump to slide number 13.
Okay, so now that you have iTunes installed, you're going to see on your upper left-hand corner that you have the play, back, and forward buttons. And right below that, you have a little navigation bar that says File, Edit, Song, View, Controls, Account, and Help. Go ahead and click on the File button, and that's going to open a drop-down, and then you're going to choose the option that says Add Folder to Library. And then go ahead and move on to slide 14.
Perfect. So once you choose that, you're going to have a window pop up full of all of your files and your folders. And what you're going to do is you're going to look for the folder that contains any of the files that you want to import. And what iTunes will do is look through everything that's in that folder and import all of the media that's inside of it. So you select that folder, and then you click the button that's kind of highlighted in blue on that graphic there that says Select Folder, and it will begin that import. And up to slide 15.
Okay, and now iTunes is going to import all the media from the folder that you chose, and then you'll be able to find your music in the My Music page of iTunes, which is going to be on the left navigation bar. And you've done it.
Awesome. So that really just concludes our instructions presentation on how to install iTunes on Windows 10. If you really have any more questions, feel free to see our written instructions for more detail.
And then also in our written instructions, we do have a troubleshooting section if you had any problems following along with the video. But of course, we hope you didn't. Thanks for watching, and we hope you enjoyed it.
Thanks, guys.